Hello, my friends. Welcome to From the Field, a half-an-hour show about the World Cup Qatar 2022. This is Carlos Montero. We are in front of the Khalifa Stadium, beautiful place to play soccer. Right now, they are in halftime, the national team of Ecuador and Netherlands. Let's start like we always do every night with the headlines. The world of football takes a moment of remember an international icon 2 years since the death of Diego Armando Maradona. Samba prevails. Brazil gives Latin America their only victory of the day. All or nothing. Group A and B played their second games to obtain a golden ticket to the round of 16. Let me keep you updated briefly with today's matches. Group A and B are playing. We start the day with the game between Iran and Wales. Iran scored 2 goals after the 9-minute reglementary time and beat Wales 2-0. Qatar scored the first goal of this World Cup, the first goal in any World Cup because Qatar is playing for the first time, but the bad news is the loss against Senegal 3-1. Right now, behind me, like I told you before, Netherlands and Ecuador. Netherlands is winning 1-0. But today was a very important day, a very emotional day for all of us who love soccer because it's been 2 years since Diego Armando Maradona passed away. We have the story about him. Among the celebration of football in Qatar, today is the day to remember the best player the world has ever seen, Diego Armando Maradona. 2 years have gone by since the passing of Diego, but he's very present in the heart of the fans here in Qatar.
Maradona, he's my favorite player. He inspired me. I am a very good player since my childhood. So I used to see Maradona playing, having a lot of techniques, very energetic man, but unfortunately he died.
Let me ask you a question that you are a soccer man. Do you think that your national team has any possibilities?
My national team? Yes, Qatar. I think being in the World Cup is a big advantage and achievement. But I hope the best for my team. And I think that they will do very, very well.
Everybody seems to love Messi in Qatar, but Lionel is Lionel thanks to Maradona. Lionel said that Diego inspired him to play soccer.
Messi is Messi. He is the best player in the history with Diego Maradona, and he can play good, bad, or today he don't have his best match, but he's a great player and he's gonna be very good to play against Mexico.
Maradona is not longer with us, but Diego is forever, and all of us who love football are going to carry his memory in our hearts. Very early this morning, FIFA paid a tribute to Diego Armando Maradona in downtown Doha. Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, was there. He said that every World Cup, this is the first one, we have a World Cup without Diego, and Infantino said every World Cup should pay a tribute to the number 10 that we always remember. There were a lot of legends from Argentine soccer, players who played with Maradona in 1986. 1982, 1986. I got confused with the number. 1982, 1986, when Argentina won the championship in Mexico. Why so many people love Diego Armando Maradona? You are going to see that in this info.
2 years ago, the world stopped for an instant, the ball stopped beating, and the football universe was filled with silence, pain, and tears. Diego's body could no longer hold the immense weight of carrying Maradona on his shoulders. The best footballer in history was living with him, but also all the man he was, the son of La Tota, the father of the Nenas, the rebel, the hero of the country, the imperfect hero. At 10 o'clock at night, all the stadiums of Argentina lit up their lights and joined thousands of fans who recognized the greatest of all time.
When they call you on the phone and tell you that Diego passed away, you say no, Diego can't pass away.
I had the honor to meet him once. As a 53-year-old man loving football as long as I can think, he is one of the greatest ever. Was one of the greatest ever.
Well, it was a banner in Argentina. I think 1 year ago I read it that it said, "No matter what you have done with your life, Diego, it matters what you have done for our lives." I think expressed perfectly what this guy gave us, the amount of joy and the pleasure and his commitment for the world football. He made the world football better.
The Argentinian star left life as a mortal on exactly the same day, but 4 years after the departure of the leader of the Cuban Revolution, Fidel Castro Ruz, leaving the 25th of November as a day of obligatory remembrance to two icons of Latin America and the world. Diego always referred to Fidel as his second father.
Para mí fue un segundo padre, un hombre al cual yo adoro. Fidel no es solamente de los cubanos. Yo te está hablando un argentino que me siento cubano. Y yo digo, yo soy el representante argentino que vino a despedir o a decirle chao hasta siempre, comandante.
Goodbye, Diego. His presence will be present in Qatar 2022 every time the ball rolls and the stands shudder at the scream of a goal.
Thank you for having played football.
Gracias Dios por el fútbol, por Maradona, por estas lágrimas.
Lionel Messi paid also a tribute to Maradona. He published a picture of him in his Instagram account. And we want you be part of the show. I want you to participate on social media, and the trivia of the day, of course, it has to be related with Diego Armando Maradona. The question of the day is, how many matches did play Maradona during his career, World Cup? And the answer, you have to give me the answer. I give you the options, 18, 15, and 21. Okay, let's do a short break. I can hear people screaming. I don't know what's going on. I would let you know as soon as I get the information. Follow us in Twitter at From the Field. We keep you updated during the whole day. We'll be right back. This is Carlos Montero from the field, and I have great news for Latin America. A few seconds ago, behind me, Valencia scored for Ecuador. Ecuador, Netherlands, tied right now in 1 goal. Important game for Ecuador. They need to tie or win if to have a much better time in the third match they are playing against Senegal. Another breaking news of the day. The breaking news was about Neymar. Yesterday, last night, Brazil played a fantastic game. They won 2-0, but it wasn't Neymar. The star of the team, it was Richarlison, scored the 2 goals. Neymar has to leave after the halftime because he has a problem in his ankle. Today, the Brazilian Federation, the soccer federation from Brazil, they said Neymar is going to be out for the next 2 games, and more probably is going to come back if the Brazilian national team make it to the quarterfinal. I'm sure they are going to make it to the quarterfinal because the group of 8, because they have a fantastic team. They showed that yesterday. But let's see the story. It's about Neymar, his relationship with Brazil. You remember in 2014 he got injured and he didn't play the final, and Brazil played an awful game against Germany. But let's see the story.
Neymar said he would dedicate the first goal of the World Cup to Bolsonaro and went out in his first game with no goals and a sprained ankle. Luis Inácio Lula da Silva today celebrated and congratulated the Brazilian soccer team on its 2-0 World Cup Group G victory over Serbia in Qatar. Richarlison, who supported Lula during the campaign, was the man of the match with 2 goals, and one of them is among the best of the tournament so far. Legendary Brazilian player Pelé, revered as one of the greatest football players in history, called on the Brazilian team today to bring a 6th World Cup from Qatar.
You can hear behind me the Ecuadorian fans are getting happy, they're getting excited. The team is tying against Netherlands. There are 5 stories you have to know about today, about this World Cup 2022. Charlie Montero, tell us which one are the 5 stories of today.
That's right, Carlos. We got Ronaldo, we got Neymar. We got the 5 best news stories of the day. Let's take a look. Cristiano Ronaldo becomes the first player to score a goal in 5 World Cups. The Portuguese forward scored his first goal in Germany 2006 and continued scoring in every World Cup until Qatar 2022. Belgium's foreign minister wore a One Love armband when she met with FIFA president Gianni Infantino at her country's match against Canada. Meanwhile, Qataris wore pro-Palestinian armbands during the match between Japan and Germany amid World Cup symbol row. Qatari officials investigate the incidents between Argentina and Mexican fans. Local authorities hope to keep fan trouble to a minimum during tomorrow's match. Saudi Arabia's manager, Hervé Renard, gave a motivating pep talk at the halftime mark, and the video went viral. Saudi Arabia looked like a different team altogether in the second half, and ended up winning the game 2-1.
Pressing doesn't mean you will go high. Messi, at the middle of the pitch, he has the ball, you stay in front of the defense.
Neymar left in tears on bench after ankle injury against Serbia. Brazil, who are seeking their 6th World Cup trophy, will now have to wait between 24 and 48 hours to find out whether Neymar will play again in this year's tournament. There you have it, Carlos. Those were the 5 most important news stories of the day. Back to you.
Like I told you early today, Iran beat this morning Wales 2-0. That makes really a fantastic 3rd game from Iran, who's going to face USA who's going to play later tonight against England. That makes it a great atmosphere, not only in the sport, not only on the field, also because the relations, the frictions there are between those 2 countries. We have the story about that.
The controversy arises from the request of Serhii Balkin, general director of Shakhtar Donetsk, the only Ukrainian club in the current UEFA Champions League, for the Sbirna to replace Iran in the competition. According to Balkin, both the international community and FIFA had to reconsider Iran's presence in the World Cup due to its stance in the current Ukraine crisis. The expulsion request was added to another attempt to prevent the Persians from attending, along with a formal letter sent by a group of Iranian sport personalities to FIFA to suspend that federation based on allegations against the Iranian government. In this way, the Shakhtar manager insisted on replacing Iran with Ukraine after the latter proved that it was worthy of participation because, in his opinion, in equal conditions with other teams, they played their hearts out during the qualifiers. The rules governing the World Cup give FIFA the possibility of substituting one country for another, mainly if a participating country withdraws, but do not establish the criteria to be followed to do so specifically, which would imply a discretionary power of this organization in decision-making, which, depending on the case, could compromise its impartiality in the face of international political conflicts.
We want you to be part of this community, social media community. Send us your pictures, your videos. If you are here in Doha, in Qatar, we are getting already some of your videos in our Twitter account at From the Field. I want to invite you to follow us in social media. Say Montero Oficial, From the Field, and you can follow the rest of the team. We do a break, a very short break, and we'll be right back.
From the field, let's go Holland.
Last night was a great night for Ronaldo. He scored when Portugal was playing against Ghana. Another fantastic game. Portugal beat Ghana 3-2, but the African team fought very, very close. Great game also, the African. But why was important for Ronaldo to score that goal? Because Ronaldo became the first players in the history of World Cup to score in 5 tournaments, in 5 World Cups. We are talking about people who scored a lot of goals. The first goal, 1930. You know who he was? He was a French player, Lucien Laurent. I didn't know that either. Don't worry, I'm reading that. 1930 for the first goal, and then they scored 1,250 players scored a goal during a World Cup. Let's see and know some of them.
The first and top scorer of the inaugural competition was Argentina's Guillermo Savili with 8 goals in only 4 games, and curiously, these 8 were the only 8 goals Savili scored in the entire history of his Argentina national team. Since then, 22 players have scored more goals in all the matches played in the World Cup. The first was Hungary's Sandor Kocsis, who ranked 6th in the table with 11 goals scored in 5 matches in the 1954 edition. In the following tournament, in 1958, the Frenchman Just Fontaine, in the only World Cup of his career, improved his record with 13 goals in only 6 games, having an average goal-scoring rate of 2.17 goals per game, ranking number 4. He is followed by Gerd Müller, who scored 10 goals for West Germany in 1970 and broke the overall record when he scored his 14th World Cup goal during West Germany's victory in the 1974 final. His record stood for more than 3 decades until Brazil's Ronaldo scored 15 goals between 1998 and 2006, the last year when Germany's Miroslav Klose snatched the record with 16 goals. This German striker has had the good fortune of playing in 4 consecutive World Cups between 2002 and 2014, becoming the top scorer of the World Cup after scoring in the historic 7-1 trophy. The team defeated Brazil in the Mineirão Stadium for the semi-finals and then lifting his 4th cup, beating Argentina 1-0 in the final. But we are still missing some innate players, and we have a legend who also reached the top of the list of top scorers. We are talking about King Pelé, considered by many as the best player in history, winning 3 World Cups in 1958, 1962 and 1970, in which he scored 12 goals in 14 games, which gives him an average of 0.86 goals per game, followed by Jurgen Klinsmann with 11 goals between 1990 and 1998. Recognition must also be given to those in the top 10 goals, with Germans Helmut Rahn and Thomas Müller, England's Gary Lineker, Argentina's Gabriel Batistuta, Peru's Teófilo Cubillas, and Poland's Grzegorz Lato. Other graded references include Diego Armando Maradona with 8 goals between 1982 to 1994 World Cups, followed by Cristiano Ronaldo with 7 goals between 2006 and 2018. Messi continues with 6 goals in 4 World Cups, and Neymar with 6 goals.
Let's see if you know the trivia of the day. The question for just if you are just watching us is how many matches did play Maradona during his 4 career World Cup? The options 18, 15, 21. The answer is 21.
Diego Armando Maradona participated in 4 World Cups: Spain 1982, Mexico 1986, Italy 1990, and USA 1994, lifting the cup in 1986. In his career in World Cups, he played 21 games and scored 8 goals. He also reached the final twice.
You keep challenging you in social media. We have another question on Twitter at From the Field. It has to do the question also with Diego Armando Maradona today's 2 years since he passed away. The question is, which club was Diego linked to during the 1994 FIFA World Cup? 1994 FIFA, it was in the USA, and that's when he got suspended. And the options, Boca Juniors, Barcelona, Napoli or none? The answer, I gave you the question, the answer is none. He wasn't playing for anything of those. Tomorrow is going to be a fantastic day of soccer. I think one of the most important, Mexico, Argentina, but let's see what other games are playing tomorrow.
Team of Group C and D will fight again. In Group D, Tunisia and Australia will face each other, and we will have an interesting match between France and Denmark. On the other hand, in Group C, Poland will face Saudi Arabia, as well as 2 Latin American giants, Mexico and Argentina, will battle on the field.
See you tomorrow. We are going to have a special edition. We are going to be from the stadium where Mexico and Argentina are going to be playing. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. It was a fantastic day of soccer. Tomorrow I think it's going to be even much better. Follow us on social media at From the Field. See you tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening.
Hi everyone, here Jonas Catherine. I am here in Qatar, in Doha. It's an amazing place. The people is amazing, and the World Cup is, I don't know, is impressionant. Yeah, impressionant. So come to the World Cup and hello everybody, and enjoy the football and the World Cup. From the field. Hello everyone from the field.